Grand Rising. Yeah. Yes, I know. I've been traveling. Yeah, we had a good trip. Well, I got a couple of things to say about that one. I just want to say that Philippine Airlines have gone straight downhill. Yeah, I've always had good faith. I mean, it's just when I took the ticket and whatever, it was kind of the more scheduled than it was anything else. I wasn't too upset about the carrier, but I guess I should have been. Are the contacts from Telegram regarding QFS? No, they're not my account. They're scammers. Yes, I'm back in the Philippines, back in my house. Yeah, my plantation. Yeah, my little plantation. Yeah, it's a very modest home. Yeah, I probably am going to be relocating, building another, home or villa somewhere it's a little bit more suitable. This property here will probably be an income property. The Philippines is hot and humid, and anybody who wants to lose some weight, get rid of some of that lard, come on here, and you'll get it done. She is 110 humidity, 31, 32 average. We do have a typhoon coming in, and it's a big one, and it's coming in through the Philippine Sea. So, what does it say here? I think I did. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's a big one. It's probably just in the Philippine Sea right now, and it's going to hit Luzon probably today, tomorrow. So we're probably going to be in for some interesting weather. So I might or might not come on there tomorrow. Depends what the situation is. Well, there's lots of things that are going to happen. I mean, we're in the process. We're in the storm right now. This is the storm. I mean, this is, we're waiting for, basically everything's been activated. It's just waiting for you, all the listeners out there and patriots out there to, get, and if you're a currency holder, or, maybe we're watching gold and silver climb at ridiculous prices. I mean, it's climbed $15 since $70. It was 56, so that's $14. It's jumped in the side that before I left to what it is now, which is only 7, 8, 9 days. I mean, that's an incredible jump, and if it keeps doing what I think it's doing, it's gonna we're gonna be hitting some record highs here, $300-400 here by in the next couple months. You're in Arizona, nice and hot there, nice and dry, very arid, beautiful. We are the news network now. Remember that, okay? There's lots of things going on there, and like I said before, I'm trying to put out information. Mainly, my concern right now is, everybody, Christians alike and whoever else, protect themselves. There's a lot of crazy people out there. The Kool-Aid they took is driving them absolutely insane. Yes, it's good. It's good to be back. Yeah. Things are hasn't changed. Things are the same. I just going around fixing up broken faucets and broken cell phones and all this other stuff that I have to deal with, right? Yeah. Kids, boys, boys will be boys, right? Is the GESARA Act been activated? Yes, it has. Yeah. It's been activated. It's moving under the, very covertly. It's moving along just fine. So really, it just has to be patient. Yeah, it will get to you. Of course, I forgot my flags. in my camper, and I just missed them all. Yeah, XRP had a little bit of a run, but I mean, right now we're going to watch metals climb. I think they can't hold it back anymore. I think the Global Alliance is in control of it, so you're going to see that go vertical. It's on the launching pad. Long time no see. Well, it's only been 7-8 days. Yeah, it was. I'm just going to say, anybody wants to take any airplane rides, try to stay with ANA. They're the best on the planet. I haven't. I mean, there might be other ones that are cheaper or whatever. I don't recommend doing the whole leg from Vancouver to Manila. It's just too much. When I got on that plane, there was no power source for your device. There was no movies. Nothing was working. There was no headphones action. It was just pathetic. The food was terrible. I couldn't eat the food, so I went 13 hours, which is no big deal. It was a little fasting for me. I just refused to eat the food. Yeah, that's Philippine Airlines. It just, I don't know. They used to be a good airlines. They've just gone completely into the shithole. Oh, you're afraid to fly since 9/11. Well, that was all domestically. Just remember, okay, the 9/11 incident was all CGI. There was no planes, none of that stuff. These were attacks on the Twin Towers and the Pentagon. And it was an inside operation job, okay? The international flights are safe as can be, I guess. I guess you have to put the armor of God on you too and have Him protect you. But I don't seem to have any issues other than, getting decent service for the money that you pay, right? But if I do fly out, I'll check another couple. I mean, I might have to go back to Hong Kong for a couple days out and do some currency exchange. Maybe not. I don't know exactly how it's. Like it says, there's no plans for me. Yeah, we'll see how things play out. I expect there's going to be a lot of changes here happening very, very soon. Yeah. Remember, the white hats are in total control here. Even if it looks as bad as it does, the bad's going to be turned into the good. I want everybody, especially our, beautiful family out there, to stay in high vibration. That's extremely important right now. Because the reptiles have nowhere to run. They have nothing to leech onto, right? It's just, they're basically disintegrating in front of our face. Leone posted a couple of hours ago to get ready. Something is happening. Yeah, something big. I expect it to happen. I carried some Vietnamese dong with me, some other foreign currency. But like it says, I think all this is going to work out in the wash. I mean, if I get called and, things really start ramping up or whatever, I might just get on a plane and take a direct flight back to Canada to do my RV, because that's what I'll have to do. But, it is what it is, right? They're saying stay off of planes, and that's domestically inside the United States, because there's a lot of chaotic shit going on right there, right now. Yes, it is a beautiful time to be alive. No doubt about that, Catherine. Yeah, I know. Don't come to Canada. I know. That's why it's a disaster there right now. Things are too high. It's forest fires, food, cost of everything. Yeah, it's terrible. Yeah. I mean, I can get a 25-pound sack of flour here. Nice, organic flour for $2. So, I mean, you can see the scandalous, parasitic thievery going on in Western Canada, where, in Western society, it's pathetic. Anybody that's holding any type of dinar or Iraqi dinar or Vietnamese dong is in a good spot. Yeah. Yeah, we're dealing with a bunch of reptiles out there, I call, like I said, the libtards have zero IQ. They basically mimic or parrot off of CNN. That's all they are. They're losers. Yeah, they were a loser when they were a baby. When they grew up, they were beat on in school, and that's why they've turned psychopathic. That's why we have to deal with them now, because they should be on the inside instead of the outside. And what I mean by that is in a sane asylum or some kind of mental treatment. Yeah, but they're not. That's why they let them run wild. That's why we have the chaos that we do have in Western society. We, the Philippines, won't put up with that bullshit. What food is in the Philippines? It's good food. It's all organic. There is no GMO here. If you go to the market, you'll get beautiful, fresh, organic foods, and you can, just eat all day if you want. I'm losing about 2 pounds a day right now. That's what I'm. It doesn't matter. So if you're not in air conditioning, you are sweating your bag off. Yeah. You're back in the Philippines. Yes, I am. Yeah. And I will, if I'm traveling more, I will go Japan Airlines only. Yes, family's safe. We're all doing good. Boys are doing well. I had to go fix their phones, they got studies. My boy, Cyrus, is doing some studies. I guess there's some, a lot of literature and stuff like that. They're trying to figure out what this data centers are all about. They're trying to understand that. So, the schools are very awake of what's happening. You won't get that you're not going to get that type of information in the Western culture. They won't even mention that, But it is quite a concern for the students and everything out here. So he was, him and a lot of other students. He basically came to me and he says, "Well, what's the problem, son?" And he says, I got to do this literature on the data centers. He called it something else. I didn't even know the name of it. So I was having a hard time, like, what is that? So finally I got the fact is it was a data center. So he basically, then I just laid it all out to him and told him exactly what it was. So, he's going to take that to school. So hopefully that information will, the students and everybody's going to listen there, and they're going to not worry about, what the system or the matrix is trying to scare them with, right? Yeah, well, they're, you're dealing with the globalists right now. And I just want to clarify things. Trump is allowing them to do whatever they have to do, basically writing their own arrest warrants. And once they commit their crime and doing the things that they're doing, because everything's, it's follow the money. They're surveilling all the money and all the going-ons, and they're collecting all that evidence against them. And they will try them. I mean, we are, not just in a court of law and order. We're in a court of public opinion. And, people are pretty fed up with all this shit right now. Yeah. You said something big is coming. Yes. Robert said it, but I guess that came from Leone. Yeah. Well, there's going to be some kind of a blackout or a shutdown or a lockdown or whatever there's going to be. I mean, it's, United States and Canada is ready to explode, right? I mean, look at that thing. Look at all the stuff going on in Dearborn, Michigan. I mean, they better shut her down. That's going to turn kinetic real fast. I mean, the Christians aren't going to put up with this bullshit anymore. They're just not going to. We're being attacked. Kids and women are walking on the street and being attacked with knives. And there was another guy there, a 69-year-old guy. I mean, what is it here? I'm not exactly what exactly happened. Just give me a second here. This 69-year-old California man was beaten to death outside his Trump-themed home. Does his killer deserve the death penalty? That's what they're, that's the question. Of course he does. What does it say in the Bible? Anybody that harms one other deserves exactly what they give. And that's exactly what is in the scripture. Also, if you are doing any harm to our little ones, I'll be the first one to volunteer for, and I'll do that all day long to get rid of them. I'll do it all day long. You know what I'm talking about. And I'll sleep perfectly well at night. In fact, I might even sleep better, knowing that they're being terminated. Yes, well, it could be free energy on the data centers. I mean, there's all kinds of possibilities. I think maybe because we have so many reptoids on the planet, so many traders, that have no soul, that have no empathy, and are doing the things that they're doing as a treasonous operative, they're going to have to house them because they do not deserve to be walking on the same ground as you and I. Okay? I'm trying to dance around the words so I don't get put in the penalty box. Yeah, it's going to take some. It's going to take some time to. It's going to take some time to acclimatize myself here. Thanks, Matt. Appreciate your hard work on that. You're knocking them out of the park. Thanks, bro. Yeah, well, I couldn't do the things, and I don't have the energy if I don't have the support, right? And I'm getting great support from everybody, and that's greatly appreciated. It just gives me energy that I can keep reporting to you as much as I can.